Welcome to the Madroit podcast. We bring you bite-sized marketing and sales insights to help you level up, no matter the size of your business. Tune in and answer the big question, what does marketing actually do?
Hello, friends. Jordan and Winston here with you on another episode of the Madroit Marketing Podcast. And today, when we are tackling a quiet killer of ROI, which is your website, and more specifically, why it's not converting. So if your site looks clean, has nice photos, but no one fills out a form, calls you, or takes the next step, you don't really have a website at all. You have a brochure, right?
So here's the deal. Your website isn't there just to look good. It's there to move people, period. No. To me, it's similar to coaching and sports. There are players who look like they've got it, but they don't pass, they don't hustle, they don't make an impact on the game. There's a lot of websites out there right now.
Exactly. Like they look sharp, don't score.
Oh, bingo.
So a couple of ways to tell if your site is looking sharp and not scoring, even if it looks the part. So some of the signs are obvious. Maybe you have low form fills, for example. There's no quote requests, no phone calls, but sometimes the red flags are actually a little bit more buried in the data. Things like bounce rates, for example, scroll depth, or people spending 3 minutes on your website but not taking any action. While some would say you're informing your audience, you're teaching them, ultimately they need to take an action. And sometimes it's even feedback from real customers, real people. I couldn't really tell what you do was a piece of feedback that we've heard previously. I wasn't sure if you worked in my area. Service area is a main focal point. Or I didn't know what to click next or where to go.
Yeah, and those are such good points because you may have all of that information on your website, right? But it's not intuitive enough for someone to get there easily. And if you confuse them, you lose them. So they might be clicking around a few different spots per couple of minutes, but if they don't get what they need or figure out this person is for me, and we've talked about it in other podcast episodes before, but it's such an important piece. The unclear messaging, number one. If someone lands on your homepage and doesn't instantly understand what you offer, who you are, who it's for, they're gone.
Exactly. There's zero trust, right? So if you're not able to generate trust, that also means that you're not going to be able to generate things like reviews or client testimonials, customer testimonials, have no recognizable logos or before and after visuals, things like that. Those are all missed opportunities, right? Especially if you're a local or service-based business. So opportunities flying out the window.
Absolutely. Just too much friction. A lot of sites have long form fills, ask for a lot of information. Call to actions aren't really clear. Confusing navigation slows people down.
And if you're a parent and you're trying to get something done before taking the kids to soccer practice or something like that, you know that you might have 10 seconds at the max. Another one that we hear often is there's no next step logic. So it's not enough just to say, get in touch. No, you've got to lead them. You have to lead them exactly where you want them to go. You educate, you show value, and then you have to make it easy for them to act. Zero friction. So with all that being considered, we have a checklist that we've come up with for conversion-focused websites. So here's what we look for and build into almost every client's site, especially local and service-based businesses. So some of the must-haves. A headline that explains what you do and who it's for. Seems simple enough. Clear calls to action, or CTAs, visible on every scroll. So as people are scrolling your website, either on mobile or on laptop or wherever, they need to be able to see those CTAs throughout as they're scrolling. Embedded Google reviews or testimonials. People don't want to just take your word for it. They want to hear it from other folks as well. A simple contact form with minimal fields, again, reduce the friction. Don't ask for everything in one fell swoop. And a how it works section to reduce uncertainty, right? So a clean mobile experience is another one that we just touched on there, but making sure that the experience on mobile for them is just as easy so they can fill out your form, they can book a call, book a consultation right from their thumbs. Ultimately, it's about reducing the number of decisions the user has to make and showing up like the trustworthy local pro that we all know you are.
So that's thinking about it, like when is it time to update your website?
Yes.
You don't always need a full redesign. Sometimes it's a few changes that make a big difference. Taking time to consider it is the really important piece regularly. Consider updating if your messaging has changed, but the site hasn't updated or doesn't reflect that change. You're running ads, but they're not converting. The mobile version of your site, slow, clunky, not optimized. Or you're hearing people say, I wasn't sure what you do exactly, or I was a little confused by XYZ on the website. Those are great indicators because one person may say something, but it is probably a lot more thinking it.
So with that, if you are getting feedback, like one of our clients is getting feedback, we don't know what you do, what should we tell them to adjust, or what do we adjust for them?
Yeah, definitely taking a review of the website to see what's there. If it doesn't actually say what you do, there's step one. If it does, but it's not very intuitive, how do you make it more intuitive? How do you make it more clear in the homepage and then get them to an additional page to get more info that they're looking for if they're looking for more information? Sometimes telling people what you do or what you don't do really helps move them down the funnel, reduce the friction because they know this person's for me or not for me, which if you are doing it right, you're trying to weed out the people who don't need your services too. Just trying to make it more intuitive, make it clear early on, and then give them the ability to get more information to dig into what you do at a deeper level or deeper understanding.
Yeah, I think that's spot on. You ultimately want people to feel that they're in the right place, that they're talking to a person or a business that is going to be able to fulfill their need and meet them where they're at. In the end, guys, the website should work just as hard as you do, right? You're putting everything that you have to build your business. So it should answer all the right questions for you. It should be able to build trust quickly for you and for potential customers or clients that are coming to you. And it should be able to guide people to the next step that you want them to take. So it doesn't need to be super flashy, but it does really need to work.
That's all for this episode of the Madroit podcast. Please make sure to like and subscribe. If you have any questions that you want us to talk about on the pod or want to get in touch with us, please visit madroitmarketing.com/podcast. Thanks for listening.